Hello. If you clicked on this video, chances are you want to change the fuel filters on your diesel. But first, let's go over the price that Ford charges if you buy it through them, because $145 is stupid, and that's with the military discount that I get. So let's just call it, that's 15 bucks. Yeah, so let's just call it $170. Just so you know, you can get this same exact part on Amazon for $71. Just look it up and you can probably get it within 2 days, depending on where you live, maybe same day. But all I'm saying is don't buy it from Ford, because you're gonna get this same part number. I looked it up, Motocraft. This is the one for your tank, and this is the one that goes in your engine bay. $71 for both of these, and the O-ring that goes on this guy. So be warned, if you want to pay 170 bucks, shop at Ford. If you want the same exact thing for $71, buy it on Amazon. So hopefully I'm saving you money by getting you to buy it from Amazon and do it yourself. But without further ado, let's go look at the truck so I can show you where these are going to go and what you're going to need. First, let's start with tools you're going to need. First thing, you're going to need a drill with a, what is this, 15? I think it's, no, 5/16 socket. If you're an American. If you're not an American, it's 8 millimeters, but you know, US is the only one that's using standard. Everyone else uses metric. But anyway, 8 millimeter or 5/16, and you're gonna need a bucket. I use the one that I use to drain the oil in my truck because we're about to put a bunch of fuel into this bucket. So let's walk up here. First things first, you need to drain the one that sits by your fuel tank. If you didn't already know, this is the one inside your engine bay. We'll disconnect these lines later and pull all that nasty stuff off. But you're gonna come under the driver's side of your truck. And right here in front of your fuel tank, you're gonna have this here drain. So you're gonna spin this drain. You're gonna drain all the oil, I almost said oil, all the fuel out of your filter here, which is this box inside here. So you're gonna drain it all out. You're gonna wait for it to drain, and then we're gonna remove all of these 5/16 bolts, or 8 millimeter, however you wanna look at it. And we're gonna remove all of these all the way around. This pops out, and we'll disconnect this line by pushing on her right here. Push her down, pull. We disconnected it, and we'll just kind of rest that on the skid plate, and we'll come out here and we'll drain the fuel out of this thing. Okay, we got our bucket in place. We got our government approved safety glasses. I'm lying, they're just 100% glasses, but if they want to sponsor me, that'd be cool. And we're gonna go ahead and turn this thing and try not to get fuel all over me. And I would advise wearing gloves because diesel stinks. Oh, I hate this so much. This is, oh, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. What a shitty angle to fucking pull this out at. Ah, I got it. Okay. And then, there you go. Then you drain fuel all over your driveway and your arm. And yeah, oh shit, got it on my arm. Anyway, we'll let that drain, and we will proceed with pulling off our, whatchamacallit, our bolts here. So now that you've waited about 50 years for that to drain, we're gonna take our drill here and try not to strip out our bolts or drop this on our face. That'd be great. This would also be a great time for you to like and subscribe to my videos. And then make sure your drill is on the right setting so you can ugga-dugga this shit off. Now don't do that, Jesus. There we go. There we go. Of course, these ones by the skid plate are gonna suck. Got it. try to go even here because this is an O-ring. Not that you're gonna reuse it, but we like to be careful. And then I think there's one right here. Nope, not one. All right, so now that we got those loosened, I'm actually gonna do the rest of this by hand so I can catch it, and we'll drop this thing on out of here. I'm not gonna show you what this looks like because I'm probably gonna drop it on my head. So I'm gonna finish it and then I'll show you. I lied, I figured I'd film it because my dad told me half of my viewers are probably people that are laughing at me, so it's probably right, and I'll just film it. I don't know where the other one is. Why can't I get you out of here, you stupid bitch? Alright, now that I figured out why these won't come out, we will proceed. So these actually stay inside of the filter housing, so you don't have to worry about dropping them on your face. But you do want to make sure they're threaded all the way out, because this should just drop out like that. Jesus. Okay. Slowly lower this without crushing yourself. Today, Junior. There we go. Oh my good Lord. All right, fubbly wobbly. And we're gonna take that bad boy into the garage. So voila. That's what it looks like right there. And this is pretty idiot proof. It says removal and install. So if you want to remove it, you're gonna push it that way. Like this, boom. Push it that way and pull it out. Self-explanatory. Let that drain into there. I'm actually gonna take this and go drain it into my bucket. Okay, now we got that all disposed of properly. Where did this? There you go. You're gonna get a new gasket, O-ring, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not really shaped like an O, so it could be called a gasket. Everyone's right. And you're gonna pull that sucker out right here. Rip her out. I guess you don't really have to replace this if you don't want to, but if you buy the kit, they give you one anyway, so might as well replace it. Then you're just gonna press that thing. I'm dripping still. You're gonna, that's nice. You're gonna press it back in to your housing like that and try not to drip diesel all over your garage floor. Because when you're in here later working on your motorcycle and it smells like gas, you're really gonna hate yourself. Once we get it worked in, there we go. Come on. There we go, freaking master mechanic over here. All right, Ford wants to hire me. I'm available. Just let me know. Then we take our new filter here. And then same thing. So we got, it says removal and install. What we're going to do here, I'm going to have our little bladder here, has the little circle, goes on the little circle at the bottom. Yeah, slide that bad boy in. Make sure it aligns. Has like this little tooth right here, right there. I'm gonna have to line that in the bracket inside here. Really can't fuck this up. And bam, it's snapped into place. We're good to go. Make sure if yours came with like any kind of caps or anything up here, I mean mine didn't, but just in case, make sure you take those out. Otherwise it's not gonna filter anything. Okay, now let's go put this bad boy back in. Okay, I'm gonna put our shades back on so we look cool. And then I'm gonna fix the camera. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take this bad boy, same way we put it on. I just reinstall it here. shimmy it on up. If you have a lot of dirt on the bottom side of your truck, I would advise washing it first, so you don't get any so you don't get any dirt in your fuel. And we're gonna thread all these back on, hand tight first, because we are dealing with a gasket, so we want it to seal evenly. And once we get these touching, we'll tighten them down. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this. There's always a torque spec for everything. But you're also threading this into plastic, so just don't be a dummy, right? Or look up the torque spec, either one. You can't fuck it up if you actually use the torque spec. I don't know what that torque spec is, but I'll tell you what, it'll be tight. All right, not too tight though, because we're not trying to strip it. All right, cool. So I'll go through, tighten all these up, and I'll show you how to prime it, because I don't know if you're supposed to prime it after each one that you do, but I do it anyway, just because. So we'll prime it after this one, and then we'll go up to the top, prime it again. All right, let me show you a trick my dad showed me that I never forgot, and I teach people at my work every day. This wrench is this long. That doesn't mean you need to torque the damn bolt at the bottom of the wrench. If you hold your hand up here at the top and you tighten it right here at the top, not like smoke it down, but just get it snug, especially when you're going into plastic, you're good. If you're one of those goofballs that grabs this sucker down here at the bottom and just yeets it, right? Just let your freedom flag fly and you strip it out, that's your fault. Your fault. Don't say I didn't tell you. All right, those of you who don't know what priming is, all it is you putting your truck in accessory mode to turn the fuel pump on so that it can pump all the fuel through your new fuel filter, because you just drained all that fuel out of there, so it will not start. So what you're gonna do is do not put your foot on the brake. You're just gonna put it in accessory mode. You'll hear the pump start. It'll suck it through. You'll turn the truck off. You'll turn it back on, and you'll just let it pump fuel into there until you start it. So we'll try and do it and see if you can hear it. Yep, still pumping, still pumping. Yeah, so you can hear it. It's still going. Be a great time to check for leaks. Also be a great time to plug your fuel filter back in. All right, but we'll do that a couple times and should be good to go. Let's go 5 times with that, or until it sounds like it doesn't make noise for more than like 5 seconds. And then we'll go into the engine bay. For this next part, if you don't already have one of these little step stools from Costco, you need one, because your truck is tall as shit. And getting up here to do this sucks. So we're gonna use that. And this guy right here is what we're gonna be replacing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take these clips off. All we do is we pull up these little tabs, get a little screwdriver in here. You can pull these little tabs up, pull all these off, pull that out with the nuts down here. This is easier for me to just show you after I'm done with it. It's too hard to show you while I'm working. So let me rip this off, pull it out, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Well, after I got one of them off, I figured now that I have one out of the way, I could probably do this with one hand. So see, we got this back one pulled off. All we do is there's these little clips right here, and go ahead and push them all the way out to where, don't do that. But anyway, you push them all the way out. With this one, it's the same thing. You can just go under here. It's just like little pinch clamps. So you can get your fingers on both sides of this and try your darndest. Move that one out of the way. to push it up. Easier said than done. There we go. It's going. There we go. And so now we can pull it up, and it has like a little barb or whatever right here that sits over. This sits over. So we pull our little clamp up, and we're gonna wiggle this thing off, and it's gonna get fuel everywhere. And you should wear gloves, and I should wear gloves. Oh, because it's gonna drip a little bit. And then same thing with this little green one. This one you might be able to get with a flathead in the top, I believe. I'm gonna break a nail. Oh, I'm gonna break a nail. But anyway, this one comes off the same way. So let me fight this real fast, and then this twist off, and we can pull it out. There she is in all her glory. Use a paper towel, otherwise you're gonna leak fuel all over your engine bay. But anyway, here's our little goalie that this sits in. It gets installed with the tubes facing the rear, and then you'll turn it to the right or towards you like this, and it will lock into place, and then you'll put them in. But to get it out, you'll turn them to the rear, and you can wiggle it out, pull her out of here, and go drain all the fuel that's in this into your bucket, or go burn an anthill or something. But it stays right there for now. There's all that fuel. Wear gloves. All right, here we go. Let's put our new one in. Here's our new one. I'll leave the cap on until I have everything installed, just because. I'll put those to the rear. It does have these little channels that it'll get put in like that. There you go. It does have like a little nipple right there, and it will go into the slot right there at the back. And there we go. We got it pushed all the way down. Move our hoses out of the way, and we'll go ahead and turn, like I said, move our hoses out of the way. Freaking guy. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn this, and it locks in place right there. Then we're gonna take our rear one, slap her back on like that. Once we get it over the little barb, we're gonna push our clip back in, grab our green one out from under here before we put this one on, take our cap off, throw that over there. Don't worry, I'll throw it away later. And then wiggle that sucker on like that. Put our clip in, get our green one. This one was different because you're gonna have to grab these green tabs right here at the bottom. You know, kind of pull them back and then lift up on top. But you'll figure it out. And you're gonna simply push your green tab back in. Boom. All right. And then go ahead and turn that. And we got her all locked in place. Everything's good. And I'm gonna grab a paper towel and wipe all this crap down, like off the CCV back here and anything that I dripped over there. But then we're gonna prime it again, and we'll try and start our truck. So just so everyone knows, the only reason that I do a prime for the fuel tank one and the one in the engine bay is because, God forbid, something goes wrong while you're doing this shit yourself. It's a lot easier to troubleshoot something that you know worked when you finished, let's say the fuel tank one. So like I'll prime it and start it, cool, it starts. Now I'll do the one in the engine bay. If I prime it, it doesn't start, and it still doesn't start, the chances that the issue are somewhere in the engine bay that I messed up are a lot higher than if I didn't start it with just the fuel tank one first or just the engine bay one first, right? If you do them both together, now you're gonna have to troubleshoot both, right? Because you don't know if it would have started with one of them. So, I mean, you could either do it like me or just do it all together. It doesn't really matter, but I figured someone's gonna hate on me. There's trolls everywhere, so I figured I'd just let you know. Let's go start this thing, make sure it runs. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if everything I did worked correctly. Man, I smell like diesel. Please, Lord. First try, baby. Well, we did it right, successfully. This would be a great time to check for fuel leaks. All good there. And I don't see anything in there. So let's go ahead and turn this bad boy off. This truck would sound so much better deleted, but everybody on here already knew that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you and saved you some money, because you can buy all that on Amazon for half the price, less than half the price, and you don't have to pay Ford to do this for you, because it is really easy and you can do it with just hand tools. You don't need a drill. You can just do it with a ratchet. Super easy. But thanks for watching. If you have questions, please feel free to read a comment or DM me on Instagram. Either way, I'll reply either way. Just let me know, and like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.